Good morning, everyone. So I'm in my garden today and we've been moving things around, and there's not a whole lot of differences right now except that I did add maybe one or two items in my garden. I did visit my Lo Ya and Lai Lai, which is mother and father-in-law in Chinese or Cantonese. My husband did some cleaning without asking me, but he did a decent job. It looks much more organized now and not so cluttered. But here's my epiphyllum. It looks a little dry. Maybe it needs more water. And my hibiscus is here and it hasn't bloomed yet. I am about to water it because I haven't got to this section yet. Might have to move that avocado around. So this is the new thing that I have. This is my mum. You know, my parents-in-law actually said, hey, take some seeds, right? And they had a beautiful pot of mums last winter. And they bloom when it's cold. So it's usually really popular in the winter, just like Christmas cactus. But I did not know any better at the time. So I said, no, thank you. I thought it was just a flower that is an annual and that they're gonna die anyway. So I didn't want to waste my time on that. I'm like, okay, whatever. I can just go get myself a pot. But you know what? Turns out that not only is it a perennial, so it will continue to grow year after year with proper maintenance, but the flower is huge and beautiful, and it's yellow and it's edible, so you can make chrysanthemum tea with those. So I went to their house, looked in their garden, and I saw that they had a few pots, and I'm like, ooh. I grabbed one and kind of walk into the house and say, can I have one of these? And the funny thing is, they spoke very little English and I spoke very little Chinese. So we were looking at each other like, huh? What's going on here? So fortunately my husband was there with me, and he finally came in and joined us, and I asked him, like, can you please translate for me? I would really like this pot of flowers, and they had several, so can you please ask them if it's okay for me to take it? Apparently there was no problem, so I was able to come home with it. And I do bring them some plants every now and then, so I consider that a good exchange. So these are my crown of thorn. It is very small, but it's looking good right now. It was struggling when I put it in a bigger pot because it's a small cutting and there's no roots, so it was basically drowning. And when it's a big pot and you have a small cutting, the roots has not yet grown, so when you water it, it's not getting the water, so it will either drown or the roots are not getting the water. So you have to start small. Okay, so that's the trick to growing these from a small plant or a cutting. This one I actually purchased from, I think it was Home Depot or Lowe's, one of those. Anyhow, this one was in the beginning was struggling because I watered it and it didn't want too much water. So I moved it to this location and back off on watering a little bit, and now it's doing a little bit better. So these are my mint. Oh, I'm sorry, my basil. I believe this is one of those Thai basil, I'm not sure. Jade plant. This is my chocolate mint. And today I have a special treat. So here's my little basket because I know I'm not getting a lot. My tree are still young. So this is my D Elena. And surprisingly, D Elena is producing quite well. I don't have a lot. Here's one right here. But enough to satisfy me, considering that it's only a little bit more than a year. So there's that right there. I put the bag in there because I want to prevent the birds from pecking on them. Ooh, this one's already soft. See this right here? Go ahead and take that one out. And I think I'm in luck where I have one more. This one's a little bit firm, But I'm gonna go ahead and pick it anyway and then put it on my counter for a day to let it ripen a little bit more. And I think we are good for now. I have several more, but I'm gonna go ahead and let that do its natural wonder. And this is Chicago Hardy, and I heard they're a really good producer, but so far it's still small. Let's go check and see if the other one has any that might be ready. I had several ripen from the Cadota, but they're not ready yet either. This one is just still small, so nothing yet. I left my water running over here, so let's give it a break. There you go. I should be watering my garden earlier, but I am not an early riser, so here I am suffering in the heat. My Asian pear is ripening, getting big. They usually are ready at the end of August or early September. So let's check the other tree, which is my brown turkey. I've been picking brown turkey and they ripen very, very fast, and they don't last very long, maybe a week. So looks like I picked all of them already, and they're not, the new one is not ready yet, although I do still have a few young ones still producing. And this mystery one over here, still growing. I have one here that looks like it's almost ripe right here. I'm gonna give that one a day. Still green. Well, look like this one is ripening when it's green. So it's supposed to be tiger panache, but turns out that it's not. That it was reverted. So at this point, I want to say that maybe it's Conundria or perhaps Cadota, because it's green. So we'll see how it looks inside. All right, so we got only 3 today, but I am happy and fine with the 3. So let's see what we got here. Oops. This is my desert rose. This one is looking good. I just had to repot this one because it is thirsty, and turned out that it's in a pot that's too big. And Emily, if you're watching, this is one of my pot of succulents. This is my, I think the gummy one, the sedum. This one is really leggy and dying. This one is drying up and dying also. So as you can see, I suck when it comes to succulents. So let's see what we have here. Whew, very hot. So let's open this up together. Because I don't know about you guys, but I sure love opening up Christmas gift or a present. So we're gonna open this up together. This one was the one that's still kind of firm. Even though this can be eaten, it's not sweet enough. So we're gonna let it sit. We let it sit for a day or overnight or even half a day. It ripens up a little bit more and it's much sweeter. This one is soft, so this one is like perfect to be eaten right now. I like to let it sit a little bit though to get the sap out. And this one is still kind of firm but getting soft. So there you go. 3 beautiful figs. Not a whole lot, but enough to satisfy your taste bud. All right. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna go ahead and eat this. And look at the inside. Look at the beautiful color. Soft, juicy. I can't even wait. Sweet. Creamy, soft. I tried to eat the stem too. Now I'm gonna wait till my husband gets home. Normally I wait for him to share it with him, but I'm getting greedy today, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish it. Look at that. It's like coming off the peel easily because it's so ripe. But I eat the whole thing, including the seeds, but I always open it. I always break it in half. Yum. The fruit of your labor, right? That's what they say. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go because it's getting hot out here, and I'm finishing up watering my garden. Have a wonderful day.